about being okay with the good, bad, and ugly. To accept those things about ourselves that we can't change, and those things that need to be changed, we put on our big girl panties and do the work. Be true to you is about being real with God, being real with self, so we can be true to you. Be true to you is not about competing with one another. We're about complimenting one another. Bring to you two special people to my life. I want you to go ahead and invite your friend, invite your girlfriends, because we have already talked about the point of view from a woman's point of view as far as with Morgan, my mini me that comes on every first Monday of the month. Well, I love you guys so much that I decided for you ladies to bring my two handsome sons. If I say they're handsome because they look like me, but nevertheless, I'm going to bring my sons, Kenneth and Eric, to the stage. Woohoo! Hey, y'all. Hey, they handsome.
How y'all doing out there?
Okay, so Kenneth is the oldest. Can introduce yourself to the people as well as how can they follow you on social media?
It's the one and only Ken Lawton. Oh my God. I am on Instagram at rich_broke nigga.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, y'all can follow me on there.
Yeah, can you guys hear them? Because they try to be talking real smooth, but can you hear them? Let me know you can hear them.
Hello, you guys. How y'all doing out there? This is me. They call me Eric. I'm better known as Peculiar. You can follow me on Instagram at peculiar_E.
Okay, Peculiar. That's his radio voice, y'all. I don't know how this show gonna go, but it's gonna do what it's gonna do. We got a couple live audience and they may have a question. They may jump in. We never know. But we want to talk about life as far as a man point of view. Now, even though you guys are on Be True to You Talk Show, this is not an interview. This is we're conversing together, okay? And so, first of all, thank you for saying yes. Eric, I know you ain't want to. Kenneth, you always got me, so thank you. So they all got nicknames. I'm gonna try not to call them their nicknames because I know they big, grown, and rusted, but they gonna always be my babies, y'all. And so anyway, drop some comments or some questions that you have. If you're a single woman or you just have any questions as far as relationship, life, we're gonna talk about it from a man's point of view. Morgan and I had a conversation last month, the first of the month, about how hard it is to date in the dating pool today. She figured like it's nothing out there but sugar, honey, iced tea. We want to see how the men feel about that. Do they feel like there's quality women out there they can date or make like their wife, bring them home? Or is it just about dating? When I was growing up, it wasn't as fancy or flashy. Look at this. We got coughers in the audience, but nevertheless, we dated different. And even though everything around the world, they say nothing's new under the sun, they do it a different way. And so when I grew up, we as women, we didn't have I don't want to say that we didn't have the freedom, but we didn't do things the way ladies do it today. We didn't dress as provocative as they do, I feel. We wasn't okay with the word being called a whore or a biscuit in the church house. We wasn't comfortable with those words. But now I feel like ladies and women of today, they're comfortable with being called those words. Also, we wasn't so aggressive. When I look out and I see things that look like women today are the aggressor. Help me out with that. Am I seeing things right? And if so, why do you think it's that way and how can we change it? Or do you guys feel like it need to be changed?
You want to go first or you want me to go?
You can go and I'll follow up.
It's all psychological to some extent. It's a lot to do with upbringing, as well as to, morals and values. But also it's a society we live in where the male has been demasculated and the women are more masculated. And that's through, the movement within entertainment. So that may be, the whole city girl movement they got going on, as well as too, most of our males grow up in single parent households where they're raised by the mother, and to in the mother eyes how she see a male should be, brought up, as well as to treat a woman. And in our generation that doesn't work, because most women don't have that construct in their mind of having a gentleman. Most women want, the a-hole. They say most women are attracted to the a-hole. They don't like a sweet gentleman. So it's all psychological at some point through the movies and the music.
Eric?
I personally feel like today's dating scene is a love-hate relationship for me. I can see the pros and the cons on each side. I personally prefer the fact that back in the days, women were more
Refined.
docile, I would say. Like, y'all weren't really able to speak your mind, it was always what a man says is what went, or the man led and the woman follow. I feel like these days it's more sort of a walking hand in hand or foot by foot, step by step, and I like that aspect of it. But I also it's not, the dating doesn't seem as genuine as it used to be. More so we're focused on status. This is a social media area, so it's all about how we present ourselves, the way we look on the front end versus what we really have going on within our personal relationship. It just seems shallow.
Yeah, it looked like, and if I'm not mistaken, it sounds like I hear you saying it's not about what's in you, it's all about what's on the outside.
Correct.
They don't look for the value of a person. And Kenneth, I like how you said morals. That's a word that you don't hear a lot these days, because people are in that I can do what I want to do, don't judge me. And so there's no standards, I think, as far as how we carry ourselves. And when I say we, I'm talking about ladies and women, men, because I don't want to never feel like I'm trying to beat up on somebody or I feel like I'm better than someone, but I can see where things have shifted. And so you said that you have a love-hate relationship. I mean, you have a love-hate for a relationship. Explain that. What do you mean by that?
More so, I love it and I don't like it at the same time. It's tricky out here these days. It's not as easy as it used to be.
Is it because of the male? Because if you are the male, you're the lead, you're the head. So you choose the type of woman that you want, okay? And I do like the hand to hand that we walk together. I don't believe in that walk behind me. And although I've been married for 27 years, November 2nd will be 27 years. I've been with my husband for 27 years, and we never I never walked behind him. I always walked with him. And truth be told, he allowed me to make most of the decisions because of my faith with God. He felt like I heard the voice of God a little more. And although they say that men should lead their women to church, he came into Christ with me. And so how do you take responsibility of the type of women that you draw? If you know what you're looking for, why settle for something that's not giving you what you want?
And that's the reason we don't settle. I feel like life is too short to be ending it or spending too much time with someone that you don't really agree with. So I don't settle.
So in the midst of selling, Ken, not selling, deciding not to settle, do you feel like you will ever settle down because you are so busy looking for the perfect? And there's no perfect person. It's just someone who's perfect for you, someone who to love you for who you are.
That's a great question. I do feel like it's possible, but there's no urgency. There's no, we have to move with haste in a sense of, being able to conquer the opportunity when it presents itself to try to fall in love. But as far as just being what they call a hopeless romantic, that's what I used to be, and I understand like in these times it's not best to try to see the end with somebody in the first or so soon. So it is common for us to want to be, in a partnership with someone. So a lot of times we fall short of that because we're not being honest with ourselves. We haven't learned how to love ourselves, to be comfortable and to being patient when meeting people, and make sure you are fighting to, understand each other. Choosing to be best friends and help each other spiritually and mentally to conquer the things outside of just you two being together. that's more to do with how the world is going to attack both of y'all when y'all are apart from each other. So you need to find someone, compatible to experience life with and see the things you want to manifest on this plane.
So you do believe in love?
Correct, but not in the Ethiopian dramatified, version we have of what love is.
And so you're feeling that there is a such thing as love, but we have been painted a picture, because you mentioned this before twice, Hollywood. And so you're thinking that we look at the stuff that on the screen and think this is what life is, and it's not reality.
Being that our brain don't know the difference between reality and movies, we take everything to be that's what it is. So we have this women have this fairy tale fixation of love, and men have been taught, through movies what a male should do, or what women want type thing. So who holds the key to imagery possess or controls our thoughts, or the way we view our aspect of the world. That's why the news broadcasts in a certain way to make you, aware of what's going on around you.
So if we feel that way, why are we and I'm going to talk about you guys, if you feel that way, why do you choose the music you listen to? Why do you choose the thing you watch, considering that they're taking control or molding the way you think or you process things? Shouldn't we be particular about what we allow to go in through our eye gates as well as our ear gates? If you know that society is molding us by pictures and movies, why not choose not to let those things enter you?
That's a valid statement. At first, maybe I would say that I wasn't conscious of it, but once I became aware of making sure that I was a parent or paying attention to the things that I let into my mind, then I started to select what I watch or what I listen to.
Mm-hmm.
I no longer watch slave movies. I don't watch any movies that really portray on our trauma of our past, because it's hard to move on past that once you're constantly seeing it. And I don't like the fact that they profit off of the pain that they put us through.
Yeah. Go ahead. I don't like slave movies. I don't even like to watch comedy that make us look like idiots, because they try to paint pictures of us in a negative manner. So anything that paint us in a negative manner, I try not to watch. You guys always say I watch, kiddie movies or romantic movies, because I watch things that makes me happy. I watch things that is going to allow me to see the life that I want to live. Not that I'm trying to pretend to be something or someone, but nothing that's going to be negative. And so I see the rappers and I see the girls that's drawn to the rappers. I see the way they dress. I see the way they carry themselves. And I think those are the type of women that and y'all, here it is. I'm a woman. I'm a mother of a daughter, and I have a granddaughter on the way. So I'm very careful about what I say, because first of all, I'm always going to be pro women. I'm for my sisters. And so what I'm just trying to do is get an understanding of how things have shifted and how can we get some balance, and do we even want balance? How can you guys find those people that will bring the best out of you? I think everybody should have a mate. I don't think everybody will have a mate, but I do think there's somebody out there for everyone. And I think to be able to share life with someone who has your best interest in mind, that when you're weak, they're strong. When you're falling, they can pick you up. But I don't see your generation. And when I say generation, I'm talking about 21 and maybe 35 and less. I don't see you guys getting married. I don't see you guys valuing marriage, even relationships. It seems like it's not that important anymore. And if so, why is that? And I could be wrong.
I wouldn't say that you're wrong. It just with different generations, different things become of importance. Remember, back in the days, y'all was taught to make sure you get a good job, and then around my generation was make sure you go to college. The generation afterwards is make sure you find something that you can prolong or live off, no matter what it takes. It just isn't that important anymore. We love the idea of love, and we realize that we can find love in different aspects: friendships, family, maybe if you even have a child. It's love all around us. It's love and travel. We understand that relationships isn't as easy as living alone sometimes. When putting two people together requires work, and can personally say that generations these days don't really care to work too hard.
Wow, that is deep. They don't care to work too hard. Mary say the young people these days live in carefree lifestyle, and good or bad, because you can live a carefree lifestyle, but eventually you're gonna get older, right?
Mhm.
Those things that you're doing now, you're not gonna be able to do it when you get 40 and 50. Some of the things you're doing, you're not gonna even want to do it. Not to mention, it's not gonna be healthy or beneficial for you to do those things. And so, do you guys ever think about the future as far as how you living and where you're going and what you want out of life?
Constantly.
Constantly.
Often.
Okay, so let's talk about, you guys jump in the comments and let us know. Okay, thank you for checking in from Arizona, Vaughn. Let us know what you guys want to ask them or any question. I feel that my two sons, and not just because they're mine, but maybe because they're mine, they're a catch. And why do I say that? Because we have a 33-year-old and we have a 29-year-old and no kids, right? Eric is on the way to having his first child, but Ken don't have any kids. And so that, to me, they're a catch. Not only do I feel like they're a catch because they don't have any children, they don't have a lot of children spread it around here, but they do have gentle hearts. They're loving, they're kind. In that they can be whores, male whores. You know, there is a such thing as a whoremonger. And so I don't know if that comes from hurting. I don't know if that comes from a generational curse, but is it something that you want to continue? I know as a mother, I did the best that I could, right? But I also know as a mother, I planted some bad seeds. I planted some bad seeds. One of the bad seeds that I know that I planted in my children, and I hate it. I am so sorry. I ask God to forgive me. I ask you guys to forgive me because I know I planted a seed as far as don't have kids. Don't have kids. Don't have kids. Kids gonna spend all your money. Don't have kids. I don't know why people have children. Don't have kids. And it seems kind of stupid considering that I love you guys with my whole heart and it's absolutely nothing I wouldn't do for you. But the pain and the stress of the worration made me feel like I didn't want you guys to embrace that, right? But as you guys get older, it's so much joy having you guys. And to see the three of you guys hang out together, to see the three of you guys laughing together. When I watch your stories, those that you let me see, when I see you guys hanging out, it just brings so much joy to me. So I don't want to be that person that made a mistake and not allow you guys or planted a seed that make you not want to feel that love, because it's absolutely no better love than the love of a child. And so I want to apologize to you, Eric, because I know for a fact, I feel like you are one of the children that listened to me more than any one of my kids about not having children. And I think you took a hold of your life and thinking, I'm never going to have kids. And so because of that, it shifts your mindset, right? It caused you to think a different way. It didn't cause you to think, let me be mindful how I treat a woman. Now, I've heard a lot of stories about you. I ain't never been into bed with you. You're my son. I don't know what you do. But I hear the ladies say that you have a gentle heart. I hear the ladies saying that you're really loving. Even your friends say that. And so is that a tool that you use to get your ladies?
No.
It's really who you are.
And I feel like, first of all, you did a great job. I think you're sometimes too hard on yourself when it comes to how you feel like we
Yeah, I swear I messed y'all up. I've been like, I ain't do right with him. God, forgive me, Jesus.
Everything in life is a choice. We just chose not to have kids, especially in this time frame of the world that we're living in. You got to be mindful of every action that you take because it matters. We're in the middle of inflation. The world is getting crazier as the days go on. But outside of that, I feel like the reason women like me so much is because I'm such a genuine person. And for some reason, when I'm with women, they feel different,
Safe?
special. They feel safe. They
Mhm.
feel like they've experienced something that they have never experienced before. And for that reason, they would like for me to be the person that makes them only feel that way. And
Mhm.
since they feel that way, they somewhat feel obligated that I only make them feel that way.
Let me ask you a question, and it's not just your show, Eric. Ken, chime in. Have you ever been in love?
That's a good question.
And do you know what love is?
When I was younger, I thought I was in love.
You talking about when you was you in 6th grade with that girl at the church?
Yeah.
D.
I'll never forget.
D, are you holding on to that? You was 12.
Just hear me out. I understand that that wasn't love, but that's when I thought love was at that time.
Hold on. Ooh, okay, go ahead. I'm ready. 12, D.
I might have been even younger than that.
You was like in the 6th grade.
Hey, didn't someone in the Bible talk to a guy that was preaching at 6? You just never know.
Okay, go ahead. Nevertheless.
Oh, anyway, I remember. I'll never forget. It was this time we was at camp. And, we held each other in the arms for the first time, and everything else around us faded away. It just was me and her there, and I always took that as, and that's what love should feel like. And I've had great moments with different women. I've loved many women.
But I think in love is a different
thing. Love is a different thing, and I feel like a lot of people take that too lightly.
Yeah.
In love is, we keep watching movies or shows, and we believe that being in love is like a fantasy, but being in love is choosing the person.
Exactly.
You know, or putting in the work. And like I was saying, these days we don't like to do that. Well, any minor inconvenience, we're quick to let it go. Any dull moments, we don't work to make it sharp again, or work to bring back the passion. We just feel like it's dead.
But if you know that, why not do something different?
The reason that I live the way that I live is because I'm a believer that I have a good sense of when I'll run into my the love of my life. I'm just waiting for that moment.
Ken?
What's the question?
Are you waiting on the moment?
I would say waiting on it, not looking for it, not trying to create it myself. I want it to
open
be
for it, but you're not sitting down with it.
I want it to be genuine.
Yeah, because what I know is about you, when I look at you, Ken, Eric, and Morgan, when I look at the three of you guys are so different. Ken, you have always loved love, right? You've always wanted a relationship. You've been wanting to go from one relationship to another because you love relationship. And so my prayer for you guys is always to find someone to love you guys as much as you love them. My dad said, not saying it's a good thing, because as we know, we as parents, we have taught our kids some messed up stuff. He always told me to love someone who loves me more. And so is that good? But I guess in a relationship, you're going to love someone. It's never balanced. It's going to be an uneven thing in a sense.
I'm actually looking for the even. That's really my problem.
But it's no even, because where you're weak, I'm strong, and where you're strong, I'm weak.
I feel like, at least in the love aspect,
yeah.
I don't want to.
As far as like, I don't want to give more than the next person.
And Ken, you used to do that, and I tell you that you never want to give out more than you get. And so you got to make sure you find someone who's willing to do the work with you. But it is work that needs to be done. And most of the work, here's the thing, what we think is, it's not for the person. Most of the work needs to be done on yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Most of the work comes from within, because we get what we are, not what we want. And so when we learn that on the outer, it's only predicated on what we have on the inside. And so we have to work on being the better us, right? We have to work on giving out the better of us. And when we do that, the better will come to us. That's how I feel.
And that's where a lot of it stimulates from. It comes from most of us not living in our truth, as well as to, you know what I'm saying, dying to our flesh, or living true to, like, being true to you.
Yeah, if you're a nickel, why are you looking for a dime?
Yeah.
Okay? If you're a penny, go find you a penny. You know, if you know that you only have a pint-sized love, find someone who only have a pint size to receive. Because if you're a gallon and you got somebody who only have a pint of love, they're never going to fulfill you. And so this is what I get when you say in balance. But we have to be aware of those red flags and not waste people's time, because people killing people these days. But we push the override button. Why do we push the override button when we know that person is not for us?
For me, growing up, I've realized I used to try to be mindful of women's feelings, so I would end up hurting them even more by prolonging the situation. So instead of me knowing, like, once I realize that this isn't the person for me, I can see how head over the heels they are for me. So I try to make it work. But it doesn't work out that way. And then you end up hurting her more by trying to be something that you couldn't be for her.
And it's also due to infatuations. It may be a physical aspect or something visual of what you get from the relationship or being involved with that person that make you straddle the fence on, what I'm saying, if this should be continued on or scratched out, or should I just cut it off?
I like that that you say that as physical. So let me ask you. So these bodies, these BBD, these built bodies, these Build-A-Bear bodies, y'all like those?
No comment.
Yeah, we signed an NDA. We can't say nothing.
Y'all don't pay for some?
The one thing that I can say is I'm pro-choice.
Yeah,
especially
whatever.
for
I get it, but
Whatever you
do
need to
you
make yourself
do
feel
you
good.
prefer a woman who purchase her body, or are you okay with someone who's naturally built? I know you don't want no
I'm
oompa loompa.
I'm good with either.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
I'm more so my first attraction to a woman is her heart or her mindset, I should say. I really like women of intellect.
hmm
And then we really stem from that. But as far as the body, whatever make you happy, baby, I'm a rock with you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ken?
I believe beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So as long as there's something about you that I find that femininity and that I see the beauty and the true nature of you, if it's attractive to me, like it's like come as you are. But again, we are visual creatures, so it's off.
Yeah,
what I'm
everybody wants
saying?
somebody who wants somebody. Don't nobody want what nobody else don't want. That's how I feel. And so in that also, I don't know. I just don't know what to say about relationship these days. And is there hope for a relationship?
There is. I think that we find love. I feel like even though it seems as if a lot of people aren't being in love or aren't getting married, I just feel like our generation realized marriage isn't what it used to be. We see so many divorces
Mhm.
that go on, and we realize that back in the days, marriage stemmed from a business standpoint.
Yeah, and in a sense it did. Most people stayed married back in the days because they couldn't. Most women stayed with a man because they couldn't provide for themselves, or they had children. Not only that, back in the days, women didn't have so many opportunities. Now they're business owners. The Black women are the most number of entrepreneurs, successful women, education, and
Glad to
all that.
see.
So we don't. They feel like they don't have to. It's not just I need a man for money, right? Now I need a man who's going to enhance the life that I have. And so, do you find it hard to connect with women because they're looking for finance?
I don't really have that problem. You know, I can say that I've met some great women. That's how I know they do exist in this world. I just haven't met the woman for me yet. It feels as, but finances that don't really seem to be a problem for me. I understand like it's a going thing. Like buy her a bag, pay for her nails, buy her a wig, buy her a weave. I feel like with open communication, you
You
can
pay for
avoid all
Dubai
that.
trips too?
Trips,
Dubai trips?
Oh no, I haven't took anyone to Dubai.
Oh,
No, but vacations, things like that. I feel like there's nothing wrong with doing that if you have it. I don't feel like any man should strain himself to put that on for a
yeah,
woman.
but then you're pretending and you're starting something that you
Yeah,
can't keep up.
and
And my mom
also-
used to always say, never start something you can't finish.
And the number one rule is don't go broke behind anybody.
You finna cuss?
No,
Don't go broke behind them.
don't do it.
Oh yeah, you shouldn't go broke behind anybody. If they're draining you, then it's a problem.
Yeah.
And I think I do like the idea that women come with expectations, right?
Mhm.
And that is a good thing to come with expectation. Come expecting, come wanting something, come with something to offer as well as something to give. And I do believe in that. I talked about this with Morgan that when I married Woody, I married him with 3 kids.
Yeah,
3. The
Yeah.
youngest was 9.
you're a real one. Yeah, it take a real man to raise somebody else's kids.
Would you do that? Have you
I
done
mean,
that?
I don't see anything wrong with it per se.
It did. Okay, let me say this. Having a father in the household that didn't birth you, did that open your eyes to loving others that's not yours?
I feel like it made us more what's the word I'm looking for?
Aware?
More accepting
Okay.
to that fact that situation. I've tried it a few times dating someone who had children, and it's not an easy thing to do. You know, it's not your child. That child has their own father, and you're sometimes a little bit, you third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as like overall vision for how the child should be raised, disciplined, being that you're not the one who brought it into the world, your views are not, seen the same because again, most women aren't following the man that they choosing to be with. They're not living for their vision of their relationship. And I believe both parties have to come together and say, we have to be equally yoked in our vision as well as to the lifestyle we want to live as well, how we want our family to function. So if y'all don't have those similarities, like sometimes, a male may fall like, hey, it's not worth it if I'm not
able to speak.
able to speak my mind as well as to I'm not the one who's, showing you say you're mad that the father's not here, or not more say that the father's not here, but being that absent and avoid that a woman can't raise a kid on her own, or a woman can't teach a man how to be a man, and you're choosing to lay with the man, but you won't allow his vision or his chastisement of how a kid should be brought up. It's not viewed the same because he's not the father. So that's something that makes it, somewhat of an obstacle for some men as well.
And even on the other side of the spectrum, even if I do have a voice and I can say what I think should be, we're all here with making decisions. It's all chance. We don't really have the answers. We just we're moving based on how we feel inside, what we feel is the correct way to move. And who am I to take my beliefs, my thought processes, and put into someone else's child? I feel like the parents, they should come together and figure that vision out for themselves. And I just do my best to support that vision. I don't feel appropriate, or I don't feel right pushing my vision for my children onto someone else's child.
Children's, you're gonna have more than one?
Children. No. That's not the plan.
Lord Jesus. D got a baby on the way, y'all. And I am so excited. I never thought I would be excited for one. And no, I never thought I would have a grandchild, but kudos to Jesus for knowing what's best for us all.
1501.
Huh?
Yeah, here.
Anyway, so
creating life.
You guys have any questions? Make sure you drop it in the chat. You guys, I like this generation. You embrace life. You travel. You're not afraid to step out of the box. I mean, I was so old before I started going anywhere besides family reunion, because I didn't understand the importance to embrace life, to enjoy life. What I do like about you guys is that you choose life. We sometimes didn't have a choice. Life chose us, right? We didn't live, we existed. And so I like that you guys are not just existing in life. You guys are living in the world. You're doing what brings you happiness, but at the same time, you want to make sure that thing that brings you happiness don't cause you to be so selfish. Do you guys suffer from selfishness?
I feel like it's a delicate balance. I at times can be very selfish. I really value my happiness, my peace, my time. Those are three very important things to me because life is short and I can't get any of that back. I really don't like wasting my space on this earth with things that I don't care for.
Yeah, that's a good one. But it's called compromising. And there is some things that you will have to compromise, that it doesn't feel good to you. It's not your choice, but it's something that has to be done or need to be done because of the people that you're connected to.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to be willing to give up. Sometimes you can't put self first. Although we're hearing this thing, put self first. Love yourself more than you love anyone else. You have to I'm a Christian, so my Bible tells me to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Do unto others you will have them do unto you. So treat people how you want to be treated, right? And so in that, sometimes you have to give up some things.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to compromise.
I feel like that's an important thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind compromising for the right reasons and the right circumstances.
Yeah,
I feel, yeah. I didn't know y'all was passing me the same question, but I feel like compromising is a big thing. It's both people, not being out just for what they want in the relationship. Again, it's all over viewpoints, as well as to who has the best knowledge on something, and we should be making decision off, logic as well as to following our hearts or what we believe is, saying for us.
Okay. So is marriage on the table?
Yes.
Good.
I feel like we still don't mind marriage. We just, knowing what we know now, for us to get married, she got to be.
You're not
No.
getting married for
We're not
a
getting
business or
decision.
transaction.
If we get married, it's for real love.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and that's the reason people aren't getting married that much these days.
Yeah, because we accept what we see in society, and it's like, okay, we all are given this common perspective on things due to, like I said, media, internet, social media. So all these things give us the construct that, like, hey, this is how people are today. So I'm not gonna kill myself trying to be what I feel like, everybody should be. So until we run into that exact person we feel we want to live around or be around 24/7, it makes us straddle the fence again with, do I want to live the single lifestyle or do I want to hang out, party, and just, live life?
O'Brien said you have to make sure though that compromise works for both parties and that both people have peace with the decision, which is true, and that's what we're doing. We're not saying give up, because Ken, I feel like at point have given yourself more than someone gave you, and so we never want to tell you to settle. We never want you to get to the point where you release your happiness or your peace over someone else, especially if it's draining you, making you not the better person, not bringing out your greater. Then you should move forward, and I believe that you should move forward, and you shouldn't have to move forward with an attitude, right? I feel like we as grown people should be able to separate or move forward without hating one another.
Yes, I agree. And also, like, as far as that aspects of giving more, sometimes you have to be mindful of who you are as a person. Say you got a huge heart, and then sometimes it's hard to let certain situations go because of the love you have for that person or the love that you have for those surrounding things that are around that person. You have to learn to, you can step back, make a healthy balance, a healthy line for yourself to where you're showing or giving back the love that you want to give, but still protecting yourself at the same time.
Morgan said, "Lover boy, Ken. Ken, you a lover boy?
Yes.
If you say so yourself, huh?
Yes.
What makes you a lover boy?"
Everybody clown me because my Instagram, like I'm like the romantic. I believe in,
Yeah,
gifts
sometimes.
and affirmations of love, things of that nature.
Yeah, I be on your story sometimes. I know you probably don't want me to be, but I be on your story sometimes. Sometimes you're real what's the word I want to say? Soggy, but then sometimes you're really angry in your love, right? You want love, but what I find that in a sense, and I know y'all forever quoting scripture, I mean songs, you want love, but at the same time, if your love is not what you want, you bash love too. It's like you don't you you either up or you either
I
down.
mean, it's yin and yang, Again, that's that voice telling you, what I'm saying, my end goal is to find, forever happiness, but it's also being aware of the time, and I believe in, divine timing. So again, it's learning not to try to force things. Again, if I'm walking in my true calling, eventually when I get to the point or the place where I'm supposed to be, where it is written for me to be with that person, I would have to be a certain version of myself. So I may have never met that person because I'm not that man yet.
Mm-hmm.
So as well as to when that divine time happening, the person who I look to my shoulder, who's experiencing life with me at that time, is going to be the person that's supposed to be, there forever.
Yeah, Morgan say that you are so sweet, and I do. I believe that you are a gift as far as a love to love. When someone find you and to be able to embrace you for who you are, they're gonna have a gift. And y'all probably say she need to stop saying that because her sons. I'm telling you, when my sons give their heart to someone and they reciprocate it, it's going to be a lot of grandbabies around here. I'm telling you, it's going to be a good thing, and I'm excited for that. And I'm excited for all that God is going to do. Who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You done, Eric?
You said a lot of grandbabies.
Yeah, it's 3 of y'all. I could get like 2 from each or 3 from each. That's would be a lot of grandbabies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm telling you, either I want y'all to have like 2 or 3. I declare when I had 3 kids, I used to tell the people I had a mini army. It felt like a mini army. But I'm excited for your future. I'm excited for what God has done for you. What is your expectation as far as a relationship, or even what do you want? How do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Y'all looking at me like y'all want me to answer the question. Um, which part you want me to tackle first? As
Whatever you
far
feel.
as in 5 years, I want to see myself more along standing in entrepreneurship, as well as to just following the passions that I have, whether it be music or learning how to get into different avenues of things that bring me joy.
Your music is doing good. You're the way you're writing, the things you're writing about, it was like I can listen to it without
Mhm.
and so it was like, oh my God, you sound so good. And I see that there is hope in that. So keep going with that. Morgan said that Eric is sweet too. He just let that other side shines too bright. What other side is that, Morgan? Morgan talking about she already have a shorty. She's done. She talking about her dog Mocha, y'all.
I personally feel like in the next 5 years, I want to be well traveled. I want more residual income. That's a big goal of mine, and I want to be a great father to my unborn child.
Yay! I'm so excited. Ooh, I'm so excited. Ooh, I can't wait to hold her. I tried to get them to name her Teresa, but y'all, they didn't go for that. It was a T. I don't see why not. But nevertheless,
Teresa, that's like an old time slave name. Come on over here, Teresa. Come on, fish that water.
I can't stand you. I cannot stand you.
Beautiful middle name, though. Beautiful middle name.
That is my middle name. Her name could have. Oh, you didn't want her. You didn't want her to be her first name.
Correct.
Okay. Well, your next child middle name could be Teresa.
Right.
All three of y'all should name y'all child middle name Teresa. Morgan, Ken, Eric. So talk to the mamas, and y'all let them know that when y'all have a daughter, from now on, the middle name need to be Teresa.
Hey, if I get another one, I got you.
This girl keep telling everybody she got 4 kids already. My mama said that is not a slave name. She is mad at you. Get in, mama.
My apologies, Willie Merle.
Leave my mama alone. Okay. And so anything that you want to share with the audience today as far as life, relationship, a man's point of view, what you're looking for in a woman, what we should, well, not me, because I'm off the market, what you should accept. And let me ask you a question. Are you guys okay with calling women B's and W's?
It depends on the circumstances.
Really, Eric?
Mm-hmm. Like if that's what she's into.
Is she like it?
I like what she like.
You like a woman who... So do your ladies have morals?
Yes, most of them.
Times are just different. The things that
I'm trying to tell you. Hold on, kid. Let me tell you something. You call me a biscuit in the church house. If you call me a biscuit in the church house, you call me a biscuit in the church house, we fighting it.
It's all about delivery and
it depends on the vibration.
I used to work at Dillard's, and every time somebody said, they be like, B, I'm like, whoa, Kimo, stop it. I'm not your. And I guess it's because of the way we was brought up. And that came from my father. He always told us, you never let a man call you a bitch. He always told us that that's what's disrespectful. And so I try to teach you guys that. I try to teach Morgan that too. But somehow, some way you guys became comfortable with that word. I don't even like the N word. I call you guys Negroes. But you guys are comfortable with the words that we're not.
We've been desensitized.
This is true. This is why we think everything is okay. This is why everything they put on TV, they put it in the music, and because you've seen it so much, or you hear it so much, now it's the norm. And this is how I feel the lines are blurred now. There is no morals. There is no right or wrong. It's like whatever floats your boat, we can do that. And if we continue to do that, then society is not going to get better. Things are going to get worse.
I think it's all about open communication. I feel like the things that we lack most these days is being genuine. One of the big aspects that we seem to lack is being true to who we are. I feel like in situations when you communicate about things like that, it's not like you should randomly just walk up to a girl and A-B or shut up B. That's not.
If you're in an argument, would you call one that?
No.
Okay.
I don't use those
words
in time.
Okay.
In time of
engagement,
communication.
So when do you use them? Can I don't see them in your stories?
Yeah, because it is, and unfortunately, it's given to a certain general class of a certain type of behavior.
I know I'm
or
old because let me tell you something. Because I be seeing you with sometimes your story be like, oh, and sometimes your story I be like, I would never date him. You be calling me them kind of words, y'all. I know y'all just said it. I just say they was all that in the bag of potato chip, but at the same time, I'm just not okay with that.
Seeing the memes, the B's and the H words be partially.
Yeah, it's comedy. It's
Yeah.
Morgan say it's not that deep. It's deep. It depends on how they say it. Okay, whatever. Not cool for me. O'Brien wanted to know, what do you mean by vibration?
being that these words we speak are just a bunch of jibber jabber. Our body picks up or hears the sounds and identify them as certain vibrations. So if I'm in a certain vibe with you, or in a certain action, or saying a certain energy that we're acting on, and I say or deliver the word in a certain vibration, being that we hear things on frequency, it's a certain vibration that if it hit, and I'm not being disrespectful to you, and it don't come off as me trying to be rude or me being serious. For some women, it's like, if I'm delivering a joke, like there's a movie where the person makes a mistake, and they say, I'm sorry. He say, don't be sorry, H, be careful. And it's like, sometimes when we have a discussion or we're in an act with a girl, we can say the B word, and it's not as far as being delivered as me calling you a bitch.
And that's because you've become desensitized
to the word.
So why become desensitized to something that could be demeaning? Although you have to decide whether or not it's the right vibration, why just not let it be a part of you?
That's a good question.
I personally like the way some of the words sound.
You sound like your sister.
Because I don't really feel that there's no such thing as a curse word. We just been given these negative connotation to words just because saying people say, oh, you shouldn't say it, or it's something rude. I don't believe no word is a curse word unless you speak curses over someone. So that's how I feel.
I just feel like certain things don't hold that much value. We only get one life. Only a few things are truly important.
So let me ask you a question. Let me just see this. So the way you guys talk, right? Be ho slut. I don't know what you say.
Whore. I like the word whore.
How would you feel if someone walks up to me and talk to me in those language that you guys hear?
See, that's the thing right there. Is that your person? Is that one of your friends? Is that someone that you have communicated with?
But I'm talking about your mother, right? Mm-hmm. How would you feel with someone coming up and calling me, hey B, what's up? How you doing, H? And you mother, how would you feel if someone had conversation with me with those non-bad words that you feel like non-curse word? Would you be okay to hear someone talk to me with those non-curse words?
To me, it would be more so of a viewpoint of like, where is your mindset at to be engaged with people who still speak in that manner, who still haven't grown out of certain things. And so again, it's the same thing on us. It's like, I'm saying, it's to a point of being in the greater version of yourself, as well as to when you erase your consciousness to not be a certain way anymore.
Yeah, but how would you feel is what I asked you.
Again, it would make me judge those aspects of you.
Because I know who you are as a person, and I know you don't like things like that, it'll make me a bit uneasy. It would seem as if that person doesn't really know you because you're not into those terms.
How would you feel, Eric, with your daughter coming with someone talking to her with those words?
Yeah, I think about things like that these days. Mm-hmm. So I would personally, first I'll have a conversation with my child.
Are you going to tell her that it's okay to be called a B if they got the right vibration? Are you going to tell her it's okay to be called a whore with the right vibration?
I'm going to tell her that this is her life, and she reserves the right to choose what she was willing to accept.
Even in that, you still have to guide her. Yeah. It's her life. She's 2, she's 5, she's 7. She don't know what's her right. She don't know what she likes. So you're the guide, right? Mm-hmm. You and the mother are going to guide her. You and the mother are going to mold her to be the best person that God has created her to be. Not try to control her like I did. I apologize, but you still have to guide her. So are you in the midst of your guiding? You have to choose which road you're going to guide her down. Are you going to guide her down the road of knowing that you're a queen, you're a woman, you're a lady, you deserve to be respected? Or you going to guide her through the road as far as, hey, you're going to have some people that's going to work with vibration, and you might be called a whore, you may be called a bitch, you may be called a slut, and it's okay because they didn't mean it. It was just a joke. Are you going to guide her through one of those streets?
See, I feel like you're looking at it as it's a left or right situation.
But you have to choose. You have to.
I feel like I'll let my daughter know, I'll instill in her that she's an amazing person, that she is a queen, that she deserves to be treated as such. You know? And then as she get older, we can talk about the conversations of how she feel about her and her friends calling each other the B word.
Okay, let me ask you a question too. Not just you. Ken, chime in here. You're going to have some children somewhere down the line, I foresee.
Negative.
I foresee. Okay. What is it that you want to leave as your legacy towards your children as far as thinking, not financially, because we fail to think that the only legacy is money, right? Legacy is what you leave on the earth that continue when you're gone. The way you think, the way you love, the way you share, the lives you change. And so it's not just financially. So and you guys are really big on this as far as your footprints on earth. What are the things you want to leave for your legacy to continue when you're gone?
I think about that often. You can't really gauge how big of a footprint you're gonna leave. I just wanted to be a good one. I wanted to be filled with kindness, happiness. I really try to make sure every interaction that I encounter with, and no matter who it is, be a good one, because everybody in life go through their own problems, and I don't want to add to them. I just want to restore hope into the world, that we know that this could be our safe haven. This could be a better place for us all, for my children, for the children after the children.
Morgan said you can't be a bitch and a queen at the same time. And I did say the word because I'm not in the pulpit, but I'm a pastor.
Well, what's the definition of a queen bee?
A queen bee is a bee that take care a bee area, the BEE, not a BITCH. You went to college, but you ain't all that smart. Mm-hmm. There is a difference.
If you say so.
So how are you going to teach her?
I'm going to teach her to be a queen.
Okay. All right.
And she'll gauge it on her own when she get older.
Lord, now this girl talking about you can be both. You can be B and a B. You could be a queen and you could be a BITCH at the same time. Okay. You got something to say? Okay. Okay, y'all. And so we just want to be mindful, right? Because I like how Ken said that Hollywood has desensitized us. And I think that is the key. But we still allow Hollywood to speak to us. And I don't know why they have so much power, right? Why do someone who we don't know, someone who don't have our best interest in mind, we allow what they say, what they do to be a part of us? So we value that more than the person who's been in your life, right? For instance, take me for example. You guys, I have been a Christian the whole while I had y'all, right? But the things that I instilled, the things that I spoke, doesn't speak as loud as society, as Hollywood, as the music. So how do you choose to not let Hollywood dictate to you if you know that that's the influence on your life?
You say, how do I? Mm-hmm. Being that I've been rooted in, saying that Christian faith coming up, as well as to, again, the morals and values that have been instilled in me as a person. So I've learned to be conscious of things that are being subconsciously programmed into my brain. So like through what I watch, I know how to, filter out, saying what is this fantasy they're trying to put on me, or how they're trying to change my viewpoint. Like, the wedding ring was created and put out for people to, be big on buying your wife a big ring was for sales. A diamond really doesn't have that much value, but due to Hollywood and how they portray movies or what's important to a relationship, now people judge his love for you off the size of a ring a man buys for you and things of that nature. So it's just learning how to stand on your views of what you feel is romantic or what you feel is a gesture of love you want to do, and not let any outside entities change how you want to portray or be for that thing.
So you're not saying you're against the wedding ring, but you're saying it's because of the way society has made it. It's got to be so
somebody may
big.
value
But
it
see,
so-
that's when you have to find out and make sure that you're not marrying someone who's materialistic. And that is a lot of that going around here. And I feel like you guys are guilty as well as the women, because when you find someone that's materialistic, you know you're not into that person, but you buy her. You guys, and I'm telling you, I like gifts. I do. So I'm just saying, I ain't saying don't like gifts because I like gifts, but I'm just saying sometimes that's all it's about. And when you know that it's all about that, then you have to choose whether or not you're going to accept it or move on.
Yeah, I don't really suffer with that problem. I have no problem leaving with somebody that I don't think is for me.
Mm-hmm.
I never had that problem.
But I know you guys are a giver because I taught you guys that. I taught you guys to buy gifts. I taught you guys to buy for Valentine's. I taught you guys to open the door. So I know that came from me as well, because it's just something that I am putting you, and I put things in you because I wanted you guys to treat women how I wanted to be treated. Is that the way it should be? But I thought that, I was a respectable woman, and so I was teaching you guys the best to make you gentlemen, to make you the best partners. Would you say it made a difference?
Definitely. The other day today actually, I was pumping the gas and I was walking from the gas station. I seen the girl going to the gas and putting the gas in the car, and then I looked in and I seen her dude in the driver's seat. And I was like, well, I never do that.
Okay.
I can never see myself letting my girl pump the gas while I'm in the car.
Yeah.
It's the same for me. Like, I go out places with women, and they're like, how you say you never walked behind Pops before, like being out. Like, I don't let women walk behind me. Like, I understand the dynamics of me being out with a female. More dudes are willing to possibly disrespect me to try to, get your attention, to try to sucker me to make himself seem more masculine. So I always pull a woman to the side of me, or like if we cutting through people, you got to go in front of me. So I can't be you can't be behind me, and then somebody do something, and then I can't. You feel me? So it's like most women aren't, taught to listen to a man's viewpoint. They all just, is this what I feel, or this what I come up with. So as well as to the way you raised me, taught me how to, like you say, open the door, as well as to when I go into a restaurant, I know where to sit. As well as to walking with a woman, like showing her like why you the closest to the road. Like it's like small things, and those things have made me, have value because of my mindset, as well as to how romantic or how sweet I am to a woman.
And you are. And people don't understand that as far as you walking down the street, you don't let your woman walk on the outside. You let your woman walk on the inside. When you sitting in a restaurant, you don't sit with your back to the door, because if danger come, you can't protect her. So those things that women or men don't even do these days. It's chivalry. It just seems like it's dead. I'm glad to hear that chivalry is not dead. To you guys, do you feel like chivalry is something of dinosaurs, or do you feel like it's necessary in today's time as well?
I would even go on to say chivalry will never die. I don't think. Not as long as I'm alive. Yeah, I believe in giving gifts and being a good person. I just feel like that's what life about.
Yeah, it is.
Life's too short not to be giving back, or to showing people that they deserve love, or that they deserve to appreciation. There's nothing wrong with showing someone that you appreciate. You just shouldn't be taken advantage of.
Yeah, nobody wants to be taken advantage of. Yeah.
I said that part.
You said that?
No, I said that part.
That part. Oh, that's it. Like you can.
I'm
Okay.
stamping it. Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. Whatever. That too. Okay. Well, anyway, you guys, I know you sacrificed to be here today. I greatly appreciate you guys for giving me this hour. You could have said no, not really, but you could have, and I would have been mad. But thank you for saying yes. Thank you for Grace and Be True to You Talk Show, and continue to be the difference. You know, we can say we want things in life, but it's up to us to be the difference. Be the change you want to see. Be the person that you want to enter into your life. Again, I say you never get what you want; you get what you are. So make sure you're the best you, so you can receive the best. And if you do that, you can't go wrong. And love covers a multitude of sin, and it's never not the end thing. It is always an end thing to love. It's always an end thing to give. It's always an end thing to embrace. And so, do you have any last say so or comments?
I just want to leave by saying, live your life. We only get one. Take care of yourself and those around you, and find your happiness. It was a pleasure being on your show. I love you.
I love you too.
All right. I just want to say, in everything you do, you know what I'm saying, remain yourself, as well as to stay prayed up. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in, like, comment, and subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, you can watch us on YouTube and Facebook. We're live every Monday at 7 p.m. Hey, if you want to be a guest, inbox me, DM me. You can email me at Be True to You Talk Show. You can DM me or inbox me at Be True to You Talk Show, Instagram, Facebook, and what else I'm on? YouTube and TikTok. But TikTok is doing Life with Angela. I don't have a Be True to You Talk Show yet. But anyway, you young ladies, know your value, know your worth. Don't settle for anything. But at the same time, if you want a dime, don't be a nickel. This is your girl Angela with Be True to You Talk Show, and everything you do, always be true to you. I love you and I mean it. Bye. Not about being perfect. It's about being authentic. It's about being okay with the good, bad, and ugly. To accept those things about ourselves that we can't change, and those things that need to be changed, we put on our big girl panties and do the work. Be True to You is about being real with God, being real with self, so we can be true to you. Be True to You is not about competing with one another. We're about complementing one another.